Hello, welcome back to Anarchy in the Ukulele with me, KD. Today we have this Gretsch Guitalele, or Guitalele. You keep seeing them called different things. Small guitars, guitarelele, guitar ukulele guitar. I've seen, so yeah, all sorts of things. But okay, we'll go with Guitalele. And so yeah, this is from Gretsch. Gretsch, for those that don't know, a pretty big guitar manufacturer, famous really for their electroacoustic hollow bodies, which we have one somewhere, but perhaps Bongo Boy might splash that up for us. Really nice electric guitars with a hollow body, big tremolo arm normally, and that's kind of what they're famous for. They have made quite a lot of ukuleles. I've seen some resonator ukuleles and different bits over the years. So they have dabbled in the ukulele world. They've also dabbled a little bit in the acoustic world. They've never been sort of a big acoustic guitar manufacturer, but they've made a couple of really nice ones. More recently, they made a model called the Jim Dandy, which is a parlor guitar. So kind of in between this size and a small acoustic guitar size. And that one's really, really nice. I have played a couple of those and they've been fabulous. Fairly cheap, fairly, sort of good price instruments. This one, varying in price. I've seen them anywhere up to around about £250 in the UK at the minute. It does seem to be wherever you buy it from. They have this model, which is the G9126 Guitalele. Why play Guitalele? We won't go into all that again because we did that in our Yamaha review the other week. However, since then I have watched a couple of videos of people playing Guitalele, and certainly Alex Beds was talking about playing it more as if it's a ukulele and concentrating on the top four strings and then using the bottom strings just to add the occasional bass note in. So I tried that a little bit in the introduction. I was trying to do something that would show off picking and strumming, because I think the initial reaction on a guitalele original, the first thing you think of doing is strumming and playing it like a guitar, and sort of, which it can work, but you almost might as well be playing a guitar if you're going to do that. So, I mean, what are you gaining? The fact it's smaller, but you're losing kind of range of sound a little bit. And what he was saying in another video that I watched as well was saying the same thing. Is, it's if you use it as a picking instrument, but you kind of pull out bass notes whenever you just want to go that little bit lower using the bottom two strings, does make you feel a little bit more like you're playing a ukulele because you're really thinking about what you're doing on those top four strings. So I think that's something to bear in mind with all of these instruments. This particular instrument, let's go through the specs of it. So it is a solid mahogany top. It's quite thin, a few little rough edges around the sound hole, a few little kind of splintery bits I can see, which isn't too good, but it's fairly thin on the top. It's laminate sides and back. You just notice there, it's not that resonant. We've definitely had more resonant. It is a bit sort of, particularly if you grip it, you're not getting any ring from the actual body of the instrument whatsoever. So it's not very resonant. It's laminate sides and back, again in mahogany. Now it says somewhere, it says a one-piece neck. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Do you know what? I think it might be a one-piece neck. There's a bit of blurring in the sort of stain there, but I think that's just badly done stain. If it has got a joint, it's very hard to see. And at this kind of price, I don't think it really matters too much whether it's a one-piece or it's a three-piece or whatever. They say it's a one-piece, so we'll trust them. Open pore semi-gloss honey mahogany stain. Now this is really where my problems start with it. Now I don't know how much this is showing up on camera, but in real life, which this apparently is, so somebody told me, this is now my life. Ukuleles are my life. The stain is pretty horrid. It's red, but to the point of orangey, and it looks like something that's been stained sort of once or twice, but probably needed 5 or 6 coats of stain on it.
Looks like on the camera that there's splotches.
It does, yeah. It does look like splotches of stain all over it. I mean, the splotches where it's sunk into some of the open grain as well. It's pretty awful. I think one of the worst. I'm going to call it a ukulele because it's a ukulele size. It's baritone size body, and it's one of the worst bodies that I've seen. You know, there's a splotch there that looks like a blood stain, like it's been splattered, and it's really not a very nice colour. I'm not sure our lights are doing justice to how horrendous the colour is. It's really light and unfinished. There's blotching all around there. The neck's okay, and the neck feels okay, as in the satin feel of the neck is really smooth, yet it's not gloss, so the neck feels quite nice. The body, it's a little bit rough. It's like it's not been sanded enough, so it's then gone blotching. The staining job is really, really poor. So that I wouldn't be very pleased about at all. You've got a mother of pearl rosette, which is set into it, and that's nice enough. Nice and kind of nothing too extravagant, I don't think. Black purfling around the mother of pearl. Sound hole diameter. Do we care about sound hole diameters? 2 7/8 of an inch is that sound hole diameter. Woo! So the bridge and I believe the fingerboard are Ovenkol, which is an evergreen tree, according to Bongo Boy's just googled it. All of these things, they're always kind of replacements for rosewood. You're not going to get kind of ebony fingerboards and things at this kind of price range. So they're always those types of sort of replacement woods. They're hardwoods, they're dark hardwoods. Sometimes they're stained to make them darker. This might be one of those. The fingerboard does look slightly darker than the bridge. It is a medium C-shaped. Medium C, I mean, I guess it's quite flat. It does taper off at the top there. Threats, there's 19 threats, 14 to the body. So fairly standard for this type of thing. Mother of pearl, diamond inlays. So you've got these little square mother of pearl inlays. They're quite nice. They're quite hard to see. Again, I don't know how well the camera's picking those up, but they are quite hard to see. And then you've got position markers on the outside here. However, they're mother of pearl dots. But now I don't know if you can see those. One of them's kind of half a dot and it's been covered up either with stain or something. One of them there is complete. Is it there? No, not there. There is kind of almost completely disappeared under certain light. They're not all the same colour because it's kind of like they've stained it afterwards and they've covered up half of the position dots, depending on which angle you look at it. If you look at that one in certain angles, it just disappears completely. So that's a bit odd as well. Headstock, you've got the Gretsch logo, mother of pearl inlaid in there. That's all quite nice. I mean, you would kind of hope that Gretsch would do that nicely. Open gear tuners with black buttons. There's not much wrong with the tuners. One of them needs tightening up a little bit. I should say this was bought from a music store. It wasn't bought from a specialist ukulele store, but it was bought from a music store selling lots of guitars, lots of acoustic guitars. The saddle. So the saddle is... Where's the saddle? It's a bone saddle. It's a bone saddle. It's a bone nut. The nut looks like it could do with a little bit of work on it. Some of these are sitting a little bit sort of too high and don't have quite enough room in the nut, I don't think. So the nut looks like it could do with a tiny little bit of work in it. Neck finish was the honey mahogany stain again. Nut width is 48 millimeters. I mean, it's smaller than a guitar nutwet, so you do feel like you're cramping your fingers up a little bit if you're used to playing guitar and you're playing guitar chords on there. But it's not unplayable by any shape or form. Yeah, so it's 17-inch scale length. The strings on this, they just say are standard classical strings. So you've got 3 wound strings on the bottom and then 3 nylon strings on the top. What else we got on here? Oh, we've got the California warning about this will kill you, basically. If you play this instrument, it will kill you, but only if you live in California. Okay, you might be able to tell as I go through this review, I'm getting less and less enamored with it. That's because it's not very good. It has an awful lot of things wrong with it. It struggles to keep its tuning, and we've had this a while. We've let it settle, we've tuned it. Struggles to keep its tuning. A string change, certainly tightening up some of the tuners, is going to help with that, although it's not the one that's slipping that keeps going out of tune. Perhaps that's kind of a byproduct of that one slipping, I don't know. The finish is just awful. It's rough. The fret ends literally will take your fingertips off. They are razor sharp. And you know, this is a Gretsch. Like, you wouldn't buy one of their acoustic models and find sharp fret ends on it. Sound wise, it has that feel of it. When I was playing it earlier, it reminded me of, you know, if you play an electric guitar and you don't have that amplification from it, or certainly if you play a hollow body electric guitar, so you don't have the same kind of feel as an acoustic instrument where it's really projecting and it's resonant. It's a little bit subdued because even though it's a hollow body electric, they're much shallower and they don't have the big sound holes and things like that. It's kind of got that feel on it. It's got that feel like there's a sound in there somewhere, but it's not coming out and you're not hearing it. So it's a little bit tinny sounding. There's no... Oops. There's no kind of... The middle strings are a little bit more. By the time you get to the top string, there's no resonance on it. There's not a great amount of sustain there. Normally it's playing that top string where I kind of say an instrument will ring out, and that's kind of, to me, that's when I know that it's an instrument I like, is that I play along that top string and I just get some kind of pleasure from it. That I have to really work quite hard with the vibrato to actually get it to sound. And that's what's a little bit disappointing with it. So as an instrument, for the price that these are, like I say, you could pay £250 for one of these. It's got some good materials. The tuners are good. You know, there's nothing wrong with the saddle. There's nothing wrong with the bridge. There's nothing wrong with the material used for the fretboard. And there's nothing wrong with the mother and pearl inlays. It's that they've been poorly applied. And the same with the dots on the side. The fingerboard's very dry. The fingerboard could do with oiling. But the threat ends are complete. I mean, like, in all honesty, I just went like that with my finger and it hurt quite considerably. They are so sharp that it's unforgivable. You know, you're picking up an instrument for this price range. For any price range, you don't want to be cutting yourself on it. And I can imagine that you could actually catch your hand on that. If you caught the side of your finger on it, you could actually cut yourself. So that's pretty poor, really. So I can't get past those things. I don't think it's very nice looking because of the staining on it. The finish on it is awful. I think it's such a shame. This could have been a really nice instrument. The Yamaha that we reviewed, which is the GL1, I think it is. Have we got the Yamaha in here?
Yep,
where am I looking? So the Yamaha, maybe we'll do a comparison of different guitaleles. The Yamaha was £79, and actually I think I got it for £65. And much more basic looking in the finish, and you can see, you know, it's all laminate. The top's not particularly very nice. There's no grain in it. A much better instrument than this. Shorter scale length on this one, and a few differences in it, but it's much nicer. I had a bit of love for this instrument somewhere. I don't think Paul liked it much, but I just it made me smile when I played it. This makes me go grumpy and frown quite a lot, which is why I had to wear my hat when I was playing it earlier so that no one could see my frowning. It's not, I mean, no, on this channel no one will see frowning if Abby's around, because the Botox takes care of that. Anyway, yeah, it's not got a lot going for it. It's not got a lot going for it at all. This one is going to be returned, and the shop told how bad it is, because, you know, I wouldn't sell these if I was them. I'm trying to think some positives. Bongo Boy, give me some positives.
It has a nice case.
It does have a nice case. It does have a nice case. Let's have a look at the case. So if you've got a ukulele that you need a case for, then I'll be honest, I don't even like the case. It's a horrible colour, beige, isn't it? It's a horrible colour. If it was a black case with that gold writing on it, it might be quite nice. It's going to get dirty really easily. You're going to throw it in your car and it's going to come out with black marks all over it. So yeah, you get a case with it. Right, more positives. Bongo Boy, more positives.
You get free Ukulele strings with it.
You get free strings to go and put on your ukulele.
Yeah.
Some of these are a little bit pitted. So, yeah, I wouldn't do that either. They're not in great condition from the shop. I haven't changed the strings because I don't believe you should change them to do a review. I think this is what you're going to buy if you go out and buy it. Yeah, so I'm struggling for positives because I don't like the look of it. I don't really like the sound of it, and that's not a thing against Guitaleles, because I think, you know, with a lot of effort in the playing, I can kind of tailor my playing to like the sound a little bit more. But it really does take a lot of effort to do that, and nice instruments don't take that kind of effort to do it. I feel like I'm determined not to go until I find a positive.
Don't stand on it.
It smells quite nice. I mean, it doesn't. It just smells of glue and wood. Don't buy it. Don't buy this unless you really want to do lots of work on it.
Unless you've already bought it, then let us know.
If you've already bought it and you love it, then do let us know, because, you know, I'd love nothing more than to be proven wrong. I think it's a shame, on a serious note, I think it's a shame for guitaleles as an instrument that I think in America and Hawaii they're a bit more recognised, and I know some of the big manufacturers do make models. Perhaps we'll try the one that Alex played in his video from Southern Ukulele Store. Perhaps we will see about getting hold of one of those, because that looked, I think it was a Flight Carabao Guitalele, I think, which are possibly made in conjunction with Southern Ukulele Store, I don't know. But perhaps they're more expensive, but perhaps we will try one of those and see whether that can restore the Guitalele's reputation with Anarchy in the ukulele. On that note, shall I play a song out?
Shall we play it on a better instrument?
Yeah, shall I grab my Martin or the Inui? Seriously, don't buy it, it's rubbish. Right.
Like, subscribe.
Oh, yeah. It's so rubbish that I've forgotten to do the end of the video. So, if you like, I mean, look, I feel a bit bad because, do you know what? I love Gretsch. My Gretsch guitar is like that's my guitar out of all of them.
Do you want your Gretsch guitar?
Yeah, can I have my Gretsch guitar? Out of all of them, my Gretsch guitar is the one that I would never ever sell. So I love Gretsch; they are great. Let me tune it up quickly.
I mean, even out of tune, it already sounds better than the
Yeah.
Guitalele.
So basically, I'm ending this ukulele review and my ukulele career by picking up a guitar and saying it's better. It's only this guitar and it's only this ukulele. It's not the company Gretsch. Love Gretsch. Please try harder and do better, because these aren't good enough. And we're honest. The whole point is that we give you an honest review, and you know, they can make something like this. And bear in mind, right, this is not a super expensive Gretsch guitar. I think they've gone up in price now, but at the time of buying it, it was about double the cost, or just over double the cost of this. How is that even a thing? That this, which is my favourite instrument, is beautiful. It sounds amazing, amped up. It plays beautifully. It looks stunning. That is double the cost. That is double the cost of this pile of poo. Again, I've ended my career because I'm going this guitar. I've taken it to the guitar. I've used the word guitar. I'm swearing all over the place. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'm really sorry. We'll get Paul to do more in future rather than me. I apologise for my actions. Oh, what an awful instrument. Terrible. Bye. See you next time.